This is for the Saratoga County 4-H Fly Fishing Club. I'm going to tie a fly here called Mark's Crayfish, and I found it in a magazine as I was going through some of the older magazines. It's a Fly Fisherman magazine, April 1998 or 1980, and it was done by Mark Kuipers, Kuipers. Mark's there. So the makeup is the hook will be a Mustad 9672, anywhere from a size 6 to a size 12. The thread will be black. You'll be using a 3/0 or a 6/0, probably using 6/0, 8/0. The tail will be a pheasant tail fibers, stuff off the sides, or barbules. Hackle will be brown, which will represent legs, and 2 pieces of peacock herl for ribbing, and brown chenille. So at this point, let's get the thread started. I'm using the black thread, and I'm going to get it started on the hook here. Take off my tag end. Get it back to the back. I will create a little bit of a nub to help separate things back here a little bit. According to the instructions that Mark had given, tie it in at the hook point. When you tie the barbules in, I do a little bit more than what what is stated in the instructions. I'll take a bunch of these off. I do them on 2 different sides. I have the nub there, and then I will try to put it down in there, because the bend of the hook is supposed to represent the eyes and the eyes and the head of the crayfish. So just trying to keep things in. I'm tying in the pheasant barbules here, a little at a time, a little bit on both sides. I just want to twist these a little bit so that they're a slight downward angle. Tie the next batch in. They tell you to tie it in and separate them after you tie it in, do a separation of them. But I find it easier to tie the bunches in a little at a time, do different sides, and then pull the stuff down to the side of it to form things like claws. Now, the brown hackle they talk about, that's to go in, and according to Mark, it's to represent the legs. Let's trim these off. Here, I'll trim these a little bit, and then I'll wrap that down and get back to just behind everything there. I'll strip this stuff off the hackle, so you can see me stripping the stuff off, and then I'll tie it in right there at the hook point, just in behind the things, and then do a couple wraps. Oh, it just broke. Let me get my hackle pliers here. Just need to do 2 wraps with the hackle. around it. Bring my thread back to there and then tie off. Trim the hackle. There we go. Now I'll take my peacock curl and set it to tie it in. Line these up a little bit. There we go. I'll tie it in here in the back. And bring it right up to where the hackle is. Sure, it's tied down there. Then I'll take the chenille and I'll tie my chenille in. Again, making sure I'm tied in tight up against the hackle. Bring the thing forward, bring the thread forward, and then wrap it forward to the eye. Leave a little bit of room to tie off. There we go. And you can trim that off. And what I do is I'll put a half hitch there just to keep it from going anywhere. Something hanging on the bottom. Then I'll take my peacock curl and I'll wrap it in a spiral on this size fly. This one here I'm using a size 12. I'll take it up to the front, tie it off. Oh, I just got lucky there. Tie it off there. Do a half hitch. And then do a whip finish for it, and the fly should be done. And let me finish here. There we go. Got the whip finish, trim my thread, and you got a simple crayfish. Let's see if we can take this and take a look at the top. You can see the separation, top. And from the bottom, also you can see it looks like the claws. So that's it. Hopefully this is going to be helpful, and I, sent along everything, for this. Hopefully you don't have much of a problem.